The sound of revving engines, the smell of burnt rubber, and the thrill of speed. This is the world of Formula One, the pinnacle of motorsport. For over 70 years, drivers have pushed their limits and broken records, leaving an indelible mark on the sport's history. These are the names that will forever be remembered in the annals of Formula One. These are the greatest drivers of all time. Welcome to Who's Number One. Today we are going to be counting down the top 10 Formula One drivers of all time. The sport has seen many great drivers over the years, but who are the best of the best? Let's find out. Number 10, Nelson Piquet. Nelson Piquet is a Brazilian racing driver who made his Formula One debut in 1978. He won 3 world championships during his career, in 1981, 1983, and 1987, and is considered one of the greatest drivers of his generation. Piquet was known for his aggressive driving style and his willingness to take risks, which often resulted in thrilling on-track battles. He was also known for his intelligence and strategic thinking, which he used to his advantage in races. Piquet's impressive list of achievements, including 24 Grand Prix wins, solidifies his place as one of the top drivers in the sport's history. Number 9, Fernando Alonso. The two-time world champion made his Formula One debut in 2001. He won his 2 world championships in 2005 and 2006, and is considered one of the most talented drivers of his generation. Fernando Alonso was known for his exceptional car control and his ability to perform at a high level, even in less than ideal conditions. The Spaniard was also known for his fierce competitiveness and his never-give-up attitude, which often resulted in thrilling on-track battles. Alonso's impressive list of achievements, including 32 Grand Prix wins, solidifies his place as one of the top drivers in the sport's history. Number 8, Sebastian Vettel. The now retired German racing driver started competing in Formula One in 2007. He is a 4-time world champion, having won the championship in 2010, 2011, 2012, and 2013. Vettel made his Formula One debut with Scuderia Toro Rosso in 2007 and quickly made a name for himself as a talented and competitive driver. He was signed by Red Bull Racing in 2009, where he went on to win 4 consecutive world championships, making him one of the youngest and most successful drivers in the history of the sport. Vettel was known for his aggressive driving style, his competitiveness on the track, and his ability to push the limits of what is possible with his car. He won many races and achieved numerous podium finishes, and is widely regarded as one of the best drivers of his generation. Number 7, Jackie Stewart. The Scottish racing driver who made his Formula One debut in 1965 won 3 world championships throughout his career, in 1969, 1971, and 1973. Jackie Stewart had exceptional car control and an amazing ability to perform at a high level, even in less than ideal conditions. He was also known for his strategic thinking and his ability to read the race, which often resulted in impressive victories. Stewart's commitment to improving safety in the sport earned him widespread respect and admiration, and solidifies his place as one of the top drivers in the sport's history. Number 6, Niki Lauda. Austrian racing driver Niki Lauda made his Formula One debut in 1971. He won 3 world championships during his career, in 1975, 1977, and 1984, and is considered one of the greatest drivers of all time. Lauda was known for his exceptional car control and his ability to perform at a high level. He was also known for his fierce competitiveness and his never-give-up attitude, which often resulted in thrilling on-track battles. Lauda's remarkable comeback from a near-fatal crash in 1976 solidified his place as one of the most resilient drivers in the sport's history. Number 5, Juan Manuel Fangio. Juan Manuel Fangio was an Argentine racing driver who competed in Formula One during the 1950s. He is widely considered one of the greatest drivers in the history of the sport, and his success helped establish Formula One as a major international sporting event. Fangio won 5 world championships during his career, and his dominance in the sport during the 1950s has earned him a place among the all-time greats. The Argentine legend made his Formula One debut in 1950, and he quickly established himself as one of the top drivers on the grid. He won his first world championship in 1951 and went on to win 4 more titles in 1954, 1955, 1956 and 1957, becoming one of the most successful drivers in the history of the sport. Fangio's competitiveness and speed on the track earned him a legion of fans, and his legacy continues to inspire new generations of drivers. Number 4, Ayrton Senna. Moving up to number 4, we have Ayrton Senna. The Brazilian driver was a 3-time world champion, winning his titles in 1988, 1990, and 1991. Senna was known for his incredible speed, particularly in wet conditions, and his fierce determination to win. He was also a fierce competitor, and his willingness to take risks on the track made him a fan favorite. His intense rivalries with fellow drivers and his battles with Alain Prost are still considered some of the most intense and memorable in the history of Formula One. Unfortunately, Senna's life was cut short at age 34 in a crash at the 1994 San Marino Grand Prix, but his legacy lives on as one of the greatest drivers to ever compete in the sport. Number 3, Alain Prost. Nicknamed the Professor due to his smooth and calculated driving style, Alain Prost was one of the most successful drivers of his era and remains one of the greatest drivers in the history of Formula One. The Frenchman was one of the most consistent drivers of his generation and a master of race strategy, often outsmarting his competitors to take the checkered flag. Prost made his Formula One debut in 1980, and it wasn't long before he established himself as a top driver. He won his first world championship in 1985, driving for the McLaren team. He went on to win 3 more titles in 1986, 1989, and 1993, and has 51 Grand Prix wins to his name. Prost's career was marked by his intense rivalry with fellow Brazilian driver Ayrton Senna. The two drivers had a fierce competition on and off the track, and their battles on the circuit are still considered some of the most intense and memorable in the history of Formula One. Despite the tension between them, both Prost and Senna pushed each other to be better and to drive at their absolute best. Alain Prost retired from Formula One in 1993, after winning his 4th world championship. He remains one of the most respected and admired drivers in the history of the sport, and his legacy continues to inspire new generations of drivers. Number 2, Michael Schumacher. The German driver is considered by many to be the greatest of all time, with a record-breaking 7 world championships to his name. Schumacher made his Formula One debut in 1991, driving for the Benetton team, and it didn't take long for him to make a name for himself. He won his first world championship in 1994, and repeated in 1995. After that, and now driving for Ferrari, he won his next 5 world championships from the year 2000 straight to the year 2004. Michael Schumacher's aggressive driving style, combined with his technical knowledge, made him a formidable opponent, and he quickly became one of the most successful drivers in the sport's history. Schumacher's impact on the sport is undeniable. He's won more races than any other driver in history, and his legacy continues to inspire and influence the current generation of drivers. Despite his success, Schumacher's career was not without controversy. He was involved in several high-profile collisions, and his aggressive driving style often put him at odds with his competitors. But despite these setbacks, Schumacher's achievements and his impact on the sport cannot be ignored. Throughout his career, Schumacher had intense rivalries with other drivers, including Damon Hill, Jacques Villeneuve, and Mika Häkkinen. These battles on the track only added to his legend, and Schumacher remains one of the most recognizable and beloved drivers in the history of the sport. Number 1, Lewis Hamilton. At the top of the list is Lewis Hamilton. The Englishman currently competes in Formula One for Mercedes-AMG Petronas Formula One team, and is the only still active driver on this list, along with Fernando Alonso. With 7 world championships to his name, he has equaled the record of Michael Schumacher and cemented his place in the history of the sport. Hamilton's natural talent for driving and his unrelenting pursuit of victory have made him one of the most dominant drivers in Formula One history. Hamilton's driving style is a combination of finesse and raw speed. He's known for his aggressive overtakes and his ability to extract the maximum out of his car. He's also one of the most consistent drivers on the grid, finishing on the podium in almost half of the races he's participated in. He has already made history, but will continue to add to his accomplishments for years to come. further distancing himself from the rest of the Formula One legends. Hamilton was born in Stevenage, England in 1985. He showed an early talent for racing and was a karting champion by the age of 10. He quickly rose through the ranks of motorsport, winning titles in various junior categories, and made his Formula One debut in 2007 with the McLaren team. From the very beginning, Hamilton was fast and competitive, and he quickly established himself as one of the top drivers on the grid. In 2008, he won his first world championship, becoming the youngest ever Formula One world champion at the age of 23. He went on to win 6 more titles, becoming the most successful British driver in the history of the sport. Throughout his career, Hamilton has had intense rivalries with other drivers, including Fernando Alonso, Nico Rosberg, and Sebastian Vettel. These battles on the track have pushed Hamilton to be at his very best, and he has emerged as the most dominant driver of his era. He has set numerous records, including the most pole positions, the most Grand Prix wins, and the most world championships won by a British driver. But it's not just his driving skills that have earned him a place in the annals of Formula One history. Hamilton has been a vocal advocate for diversity and equality in the sport and beyond, and his off-track activism has earned him widespread respect and admiration. Well, there you have it. The 10 greatest Formula One drivers of all time. As the sport continues to evolve and new drivers emerge, the legacy of these 10 greats will continue to inspire and challenge the next generation of Formula One champions. They have set the bar high, but the future of the sport remains bright, and there is no telling what new heights these drivers will reach in the years to come. If you reached this far, be sure to subscribe for more top 10 content, and leave a like on the video, as well as a comment with your thoughts on the list. If you think we left someone out, don't hesitate to let us know in the comments section. Thank you for watching and, as always, see you next time.